I think that this is a very interesting question, but at time it can be also a loaded question, and I want to be mindful of the fact that I only represent myself, that I cannot possibly understand every human experience there is. When I came to Virginia, I was intrigued but also surprised. But I wasn't born in the United States. So I came as an adult, as a single parent. I came to the United States when I was over 30 with my 8-year-old child. And when I came to the United States, not knowing this story, like I learned about the United States, but not, I traveled to Europe, but I wasn't shocked when I came to the United States. I was in complete shock because I think, closer to the reality in Europe, but I couldn't quite understand what was going on in here. I still can't in many ways. But I believe that there's just historical realities that are not pretty. Like there is nobody that can explain to me that it is okay to sell someone, traffic, slavery, oppression, killing somebody for having a religion or having a different perspective or even having a different gender orientation or whatever it is. I can say that the environment in the United States is unique to the United States in its beauty and it's also fractured like it would be in any other place. So I hope I'm answering the question, but how do you move forward equity and social justice? I want to be understanding that atrocities are atrocities and they cannot be justified. However, while I cannot justify any atrocity, slavery, oppression, famine, persecution, dictatorship, I do come from the basis that life is a gift and that I'm accountable for what I do with my life and that I am invested in it making it better for myself and others. In this process of making it better, I cannot possibly make it better for everyone every single time. There's injustices that are complex, that still exist. And because we're in the United States, it doesn't mean that we have solved all the injustices. However, I feel that we have a chance to make things better in the way that we contribute, in the way we develop resilience and spaces where we create mutual understanding. I think I bring justice and equity in that I do advocacy for the undocumented community and the homeless community, and I also understand what it means to be bullied or to be oppressed by political system, financial systems, or others. It doesn't mean that I understand every story there is. It doesn't mean that I can make it justice for slavery or for civic unrest or for oppression. But it does allow me to ensure that I bring peace to the table and that I open the doors for opportunities to develop resilience. Spaces where we are not fighting about all the injustices that happened in the last generations, but where we acknowledge the atrocities for what they are and we work together to build something better starting today. I think that's my way of making contribution, but I acknowledge that might not be enough for people that have relatives that were slaves or other people that have stories that are impacted by violence or corruption or injustice. I think it's an ongoing effort in the way that we role model leadership, role model peace, we contribute. And I think that has value. And I hope that has value, but I also feel that we do contribute. We have power. We cannot possibly, like the countries that have done well, even in the worst atrocities, Ruganda is a good example, are not the ones that say, oh no, this wasn't terrible. Is when you sit to the table and you say, this was terrible. However, I'll make every effort to bring healing, forgiveness, and activities that moves us forward. If we find common ground to move us forward, whether that is creating art, cooking, dancing, or any way of creation today will help us, would help us. If we are continuously looking behind, we have to acknowledge our story, but the story will help us to inspire a better future if we stand in the present with accountability and we understand that it doesn't make it right for anybody to kill anybody and to live any atrocity. However, if I want to make a race accountable for all the atrocities that happen, I might not be in a capacity to bring full awareness to the future that I want my kids to have. And I don't have the answers, but I do hope that by creating a space of common ground, we can feel relieved and bring healing and acceptance to ourselves and others.